welcome back. So how was it?
It was a lot better.
The bidet?
Yeah. Yeah, it actually worked this time. And even on low, it does kind of have that fucking gut wrench or that knife-ish, like that poking feeling.
Like I said, I don't know if it's the water pressure or if it's the bidet itself, but man, that thing, it cleans you.
It also kind of troubles me because the toilet, like that house is on a raised foundation.
Yeah.
The floor with the toilet, it feels soft.
Oh man, are you serious? Well,
I mean,
we've had pipes breaking under the house because of the earthquakes. So I hope that didn't actually happen.
I think you'd know because it would smell.
Oh really?
If a sewage pipe broke, plus if it was like water, you should be able to hear it running.
Oh, that's true. Ah!
I follow nothing but garbage people on Instagram. Like, I follow bikini baristas and strippers and some actresses and actors and whatnot. It's a total ragtag bunch of things. But I also follow this chick that's a stripper in like Washington or something like that. For whatever reason, I don't know why I follow her.
Okay.
But every once in a while, she posts stuff that's fairly funny. And like, I'll actually, it's one of the few people that I will have a conversation with on Instagram.
Oh, what the fuck?
Even though I have no fucking clue who this person is. This morning she posted something about like, hashtag positive vibes or whatever. But she was like, it's kind of a down day, so share like a fun fact with me or let's talk about something or anything like that. And I was like, did you know that bananas go extinct? And she's like, oh my god, I did not know that. She's like, that's fascinating.
You're fucking bananas, man.
It's so funny because I can't stand them.
Oh. Do you know if there's a candy store around here that sells just the banana?
The banana run?
Yes. I was trying to remember what the hell that candy's name was.
The only other one I can think of is Powell's.
Is that still open?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been over there.
Shit. Whoa.
I haven't been to Sierra Vista in a very long time, but they've done a lot.
Really?
They've added a lot. It's like the outside portion.
Is it like not totally dead anymore?
It's still dead. But, I mean, I think that's just it. I think that's a societal hazard when you have like an Amazon retailer like prevalent.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like I know a lot of people go to Fashion Fair, the other mall still.
Yeah.
But I think they go to it for different reasons because there's more clothing and stuff there than there is at Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista is actually like very niche stuff. It's mostly like food.
Really?
Yeah, it's more food than I think the Fashion Fair one. Because Fashion Fair has the food court. Yeah. But they have legitimate food places, like in the mall or outside the mall.
Really?
Well, I mean, they have fucking Panera, like, right there. Like, you walk out the door and it's right there.
I haven't been there in a very long time, so I don't know. Oh, no. Son of a... Yeah, I went there... Actually, I guess I went there... well, shit. You know what? It's gonna be... Cindy and I have been together for... almost 5 years now.
Him and his wife.
Oh, no. Oh, fuck! Why did I do that? God damn. Anyway, I went with her pretty soon after we got the car, and she was like, "This place fucking sucks. I never want to come back."
Yeah, they have the Weeb store there.
The Weeb store?
Yeah, they have the Silk Road, but the Silk Road there is like probably 2/3 anime stuff.
Ooh.
They have like banners and wallets and. It's like if Japan had a tourist trap for weebs.
You mean Japan?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like Otaku Central.
You mean Akihabara? Akihabara. Yeah, I was trying to say it right, and that just didn't work.
Dude, I would love to go to Akihabara. Like the Akihabara station. Yeah, they have all kinds of like ramen restaurants and stuff there.
Oh, that's cool. I take it you saw that on Only in Japan?
Yep.
I like watching that show just because I can't believe how much that guy can... Oh my god, I did it again!
John Dubai.
I can't believe how much that guy can eat.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Like a guy, well, you know, I guess I can kind of understand because you have to basically walk everywhere in Japan unless you're super rich.
Well, so do you know the backstory of like why he's there?
No. I thought he just wanted to go.
No, he went there to volunteer when Japan had that like really bad tsunami in like 2005.
Yeah.
He went over there as a volunteer to help with like the relief effort. To like get them back on track, and then ever since then he just stayed there. And so for like the first 2 years he hitchhiked the entire time. He didn't like actually live in one particular place. He toured Japan, and then it ended up turning into this thing where now he's like constantly going around doing all kinds of funny stuff. And like honestly, like it's the least. It's not very serious. He doesn't take it very seriously, but at the same time, he's family orientated about it. Like,
yeah, no, I think he's doing a great job showing a culture to people that, well, I mean, it is foreign to them, but it's kind of like, I would say anybody.
Oh, could you imagine if we had like an oldie in Russia, and it was just like constantly gopniks beating people with like bats and stuff like that? It's just bears and Mercedes.
What the fuck? I know you're joking, but
because Russian things.
Part of me thinks that might happen, you know?
No, I'm sure.
No, I think he does a great job explaining Japan to like an older demographic. Like, we grew up when anime was kind of becoming the norm. Like, I remember waking up early and watching Sailor Moon. So, we grew up kind of knowing the difference between Japan and China. But, like, my parents, when Pokemon cards were a big thing, and, you know, you'd go into shops where they had the actual cards, whoa, so you could buy them individually. Mm-hmm. They had, like, Japanese prints and stuff, and my parents, who, you know, they don't really know the difference. They know that Japan attacked us once. But, that's basically the extent of their knowledge of Japan. They would see the hiragana, or katakana on the cards, and they'd be like, oh, you want the Chinese one? And I'm like, no. But what's the point in trying to explain the difference between China and Japan to somebody who's kind of already set in their ways? So I think he does a good job of making it accessible to those kind of people.
Differentiating it.
Yes.
There's another guy that, his name's the Food Ranger. And he's strictly... He lives in the Shandong province in China, and he's a food blogger basically. But he does some of the most bizarre stuff. He's a Canadian guy, and he goes to he's always in China. He's been to like parts of Russia. He's gone to like India. He's been to like Mongolia, like places really high in the mountains, and like tried these like really absurd dishes that are not really.
Is this guy like half white, half Thai?
No, this dude's a Canadian guy. He was in the. I want to say that he was in the Canadian military at some point, and he was stationed in China, and he ended up staying there.
Is he like super white?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But he, like, every single time he goes someplace where it's like food orientated, and he starts talking to people, like people start to realize, oh shit, this dude like legit knows Chinese, and like he gets complimented on his Chinese all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, he's pretty cool. I like watching him too, and some of the food that he eats is fucking absurd, but yeah.
Okay, so I think there's a hidden thing up there, but I don't remember what it is. I don't even know if I can... Oh, I need to get the lactu. Okay. Yeah, Cindy watches this food blogger guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, I don't care for that guy. He's weird.
He's weird? That's why.
Yeah, like their personalities is what makes it, like, that's what makes it tolerable.
Oh, I don't know.
And that guy in particular, like, I'm not, like... Because he's always like, oh, wow, all the time.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
true.
oh,
Yeah.
fucking stop it. Like, the Food Ranger does that too, and he's always kind of like, oh, wow, this is so amazing. And it's like, stop it. Like, I get it. You like it. I know you like the food. It's great.
didn't like the. Oh, come on! What?
The interesting ones that I find the most fascinating is whenever he goes to fucking like India.
What
like,
the hell?
Not India.
Whoa.
When he goes to like, there's been a few where he's gone to Iran, or like, and he's been to like Iraq, and he's been to Afghanistan, and he's done a full-blown food tour. And that just kind of like, from the perspective of like, we're constantly fighting with him. Granted, he's Canadian, but from that perspective, like that shit's always going down over there. Like it's kind of interesting to like know that they actually still have a culture full force. Like
yeah, it's really cool like seeing the culture of those kind of places that America's like constantly at war with, because like politicians constantly demonize them. So you don't really think about them eating at a table or on the floor or whatever their culture does.
Yeah.
But, I say that because of the Yemenis family that I shared a few meals with. They ate on the floor. Like, they just put giant dishes on the ground, and
they eat it like very family style, right?
Yeah, very. And it was awesome. Like, I'm not judging them. I'm not trying to say that was a savage thing to do or whatever, but that is what they did. So I'm just saying that.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that makes a lot more from a human perspective. It makes more sense. Like, for instance, like the whole, because we here in America we have the squatty potty, but in most other countries they don't have like full fucking blown toilets like we do. They squat on the ground. Well, biologically, squatting is actually better for you to shit than sitting.
Yeah.
So like that to me, I wouldn't mind like if I had a place in my house where I could throw a fucking European toilet like that in, or like a Middle Eastern toilet where it's just in the floor, and I could trial run that for like a year. I would absolutely do it just because I want to see like how big of a difference it really makes.
Have you? Oops. Oh, no. Oh. Have you seen Japanese toilets, like traditional Japanese toilets?
It's not like the. It's not like the ones they have at the, what's it called, right? The, oh god, like the bathhouses?
I don't know.
What are they called, the bathhouses? I forgot.
An onsen?
Onsen, yeah. I want to go to like a legit onsen, that'd be cool.
Oh, you can't. 'Cause you have tattoos.
Huh?
You can't because you have tattoos.
They're lax on that now.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Not a lot of places.
No, there's John Dubai went to one. And only in Japan.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have tattoos, does he?
No, he doesn't have one, but he would talk about that.
Well, yeah, I know like some places will admit you if you have one if you're white, which you are. But I was saying like a lot of them still just say like no tattoos at all. Like the places that I would want to go in Japan, like I don't really care to see Tokyo like ever. Maybe to go see Akihabara.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing is like watching this show. Like, there's so many other places in Japan that would be 10 times better to go see than Tokyo would be.
Oh yeah.
There's like tons of other places.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But, yeah, like, Japanese toilets, they're just basically a trench in the ground. And, yeah, it has, like, the water system thing that goes into a hole, but you have to completely squat down to use it.
Have you ever seen that, there's a restaurant that, like, it's shown up on, like, a few of those, like, tasty things before. Basically, it's a noodle joint, and they're chutes. They're bamboo chutes.
Oh, yeah.
And they're filled with water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that'd be kind of a cool experience.
That's actually the way you're supposed to eat the dish for certain dishes, because it cools down the noodles as they're going down.
Yeah.
And there's a festival that happens where it's just that.
The Dick Festival?
No, it's not the Dick Festival. Although they might do that for the Dick Festival. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what would be on and off the table for the Dick Festival.
Right.
Oh, I came here too soon.
So I wonder if like the Penis Festival is like their equivalent of Father's Day. Because I mean, it's all about like celebrating fertility.
Yeah. Well, they kind of need that because their population's going down so bad.
The Japanese?
Yeah. I don't understand why. Like, there's so many people that have like a Japanese fetish. I'm sure you could just import some people to make or to procreate.
Well, but I think that's also what part of the problem is it's diluting it over the course of generations. Like
I know.
the amount of
I was just making a
true
stupid joke.
Japanese.
That's kind of the problem they have culturally is that they still only consider true Japanese people Japanese. That's why when they do census stuff, they can say like, oh, Japan is like 99% Japanese or 100% Japanese or whatever, because they only count true Japanese people. They don't actually count like people that immigrated from Korea or America or whatever. But you know, it's a cultural thing. Japan is a very, very conservative country, even if it's not like the same kind of conservatism you see here.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, a good thing. But I don't know. It's fascinating. I want to go someday. I just don't think I want to go to Tokyo. But then, like, shit, man. Like, it's hard to say no to Tokyo because Tokyo is like the city, and there's so much cool shit in the prefecture of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I could live with myself. Oh my god, I'm totally lost. I don't know if I could live with myself if I went to Japan and I didn't go see the Studio Ghibli Museum.
Dude, there's a whole bunch of like not onsens, the what's it called, the volcanic like hot springs.
Yeah.
They're onsens still, but they're different.
Yeah.
I wanna go try what is it, omurice?
Oh yeah. Why don't you just make it? Like that's
Because it's not the same. Like, plus I don't have I could potentially have the skill for it, but I don't have the proper equipment or the proper environment to do that in. Like, if I was gonna make omurice, like I would have to go to my parents, or I'd have to go someplace that has a gas stove. I can't do it on an electric stove, or I would need a gas burner. Which I've thought about getting, like those Japanese style gas burners, the countertop ones. That would be actually kind of cool, really.
Yeah, Cindy really wants one too. Except she wants it so she can make her stinky ass Asian food outside.
They have them at RN.
Yeah, they have them all over the place. It's just every time we think about it, we're like, oh shit, we don't have the money for it. And then we get the money for it, and like, oh, we finally get one. And then it's like, oh shit, totally forgot about this. Huh?
What's her birthday?
It was the 21st.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Her birthday
yeah.
Her birthday is 3 days before mine. and we were born the same year.
Dang, so you guys are like almost exactly the same age?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And we did not know that when we met.
That's funny.
Well, I mean, I guess nobody really knows when they meet somebody when their birthday is, but you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't for a long time until we figured that out. Is that it? All right. Well, we will see you next time. Right?
Yes.
He's on his phone.